Hello. Hello.
So I think that we are going to open the webinar. Mr. Keng Yushan, permanent representative of China to UNESCO, Embassy of the People Republic of China. And we have Dr. Yang Yu, the professional from Agriculture Information Institute, Chinese Academy of Agriculture Science, director of Research Lab on Ecological Agriculture, Dr. Bo Jung, the officer from the FAO RAB, distinguished guests, and Mr. Riti Booth, Director of Finance and Operation of Mekong Institute. Good morning. A very warm greeting to each and every of you. Welcome to the webinar on targeted poverty, alleviation and strengthening food security in the Lancang-Mekong country for post-pandemic recovery. I am Tanda. I will be the facilitator of the event. On behalf of the organizing committee, we extend our appreciation for your presence today to join this important conversation. Without further ado, let us now start our program. On behalf of the Executive Director of Mekong Institute, Mr. Suryan Vichalakan, I would like to invite Mr. Ritti Booth, the Director of Finance and Operation of Mekong Institute, to deliver the welcoming remarks. Please welcome Mr. Ritti Booth. The virtual stage is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Tanta, for your invitation. And good morning, everyone. And then a warm welcome to Mr. Ke Yu Xiang, permanent representative, permanent mission of China to the UNESCO and the Embassy of PO China. And to Dr. John Jun, professional from the Agriculture Information Institute, Chinese Academy of Agriculture Science, Director of Research Lab of Ecological Agriculture Information Service, and the Dr. Bu Su from FAO. So warm welcome to all of you, and especially also welcome to all the participants that you join our webinar today. So today we will discuss and we will talk together about the important topic we call the target poverty alleviation. So we need to strengthening food security in the Lancang-Mekong country for the post-pandemic recoveries. And this webinar is supported by the people of government of the People Republic of China. So this is the, how to say, the main supporter, or we can call the main donor that make this webinar happen today. So we would like to say again, thank you. And also we are honored to have the distinguished speaker and expert in the region to share about the topic mentioned. So I think this topic is popular, I think not only by today and the previous, but I think maybe in the future also, because in the world right now is we have to say that we meet many challenges. So the background, that means we can brief about our background. Our region is rich in the natural resources and biodiversity, and also we are the agricultural potential. So this is the main natural resources that we have right now. However, we still have the facing many challenges such as poverty, food insecurity, and climate change. So and another one is natural disaster and transboundary issue. So even we have the opportunity, but we also have the challenge. That's why we need to check and balance between the opportunity and challenge. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, so have further exacerbate the challenges affecting to the livelihood, well-being of millions of people in our region. So during the pandemic period, so our people in region, so we face too many challenges and affect to their daily living also. The target poverty, alleviation, and food security are the two key topic, or we can say that two key areas that we require our collective effort and cooperation. So in this context, it is very important that we need to work together to find the effective and sustainable solution to address these challenges, and also to strengthen or to build back better from the pandemic. So mean we are together. If we are together, we can address anything. And we also can learn from each other experience and best practice, as well as explore the new opportunity for collaboration and innovation. So I think only the knowledge, idea, and experience. So because we are the different country, but we live and work together in region. But in region, we have many countries. So we have different idea, different implementation and experience. So we need to learn together. So this webinar aims to provide the platform for dialogue and knowledge exchange among the Lancang country and the relevant stakeholder, and how to enhance the target poverty, alleviation, and food security in our region. We hope that this webinar will continue to strengthening the cooperation and partnership among our region, as well as the advancing the implementation of 2030 agenda for sustainable development goal. I think everyone, because all the country, they always focus on the goal for 2030 agenda, and how to work and how to address and how to achieve, and for the next 6 years. And another one, we also will refer to the Lancang-Mekong Plan of Action for 2023 to 2027. So this is also important that we are work together for the next 4 years. And the last but not the least, so I look forward, that mean encourage for everyone to participate and to more discuss among our team. Thank you for your attention. And right now, I give the floor to Tanta, the facilitator, for continue our webinar. So after that, I can issue my.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Ritti, for your warm welcome and setting the tone of the discussion for today. Today, we are also very honored to have Mr. Ke Yong-shan, permanent representative of China to UNESCO, Embassy of the People's Republic of China in Thailand. Actually, his guidance and his support to Mekong Institute have played a very pivotal role in the success of many collaborative projects. So without further ado, Mr. Ke Yong-shan, could you please grace us with your opening remarks?
Thank you. Can you
Please.
hear me?
Yes, we do.
Thank you. Mr. Booth, the MI Director of Finance and Operation, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my pleasure to join you in this webinar on food security. This webinar is the last activity of the project, target poverty alleviation and strengthening food security in the Lancang-Mekong countries for post-pandemic recovery, funded by the government of China. Over the past year, since the project started, this project has helped to enhance the knowledge and the skills of nearly 200 participants in the Lancang-Mekong region in the field of food production. And this project also helped to promote target poverty alleviation efforts of our countries and achieve positive results. China recognized the efforts made by the project team of MI, and I wish today's webinar a success, and I hope the discussion will be constructive and towards the fruitful discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, food security is a fundamental and existential issue for humanity. At present, the world economic recovery remains sluggish. The food systems around the world have become more vulnerable due to the intertwined and overlapping effects, including COVID-19, regional conflicts, climate change. The world is undergoing mounting pressure of food shortages. According to a report by the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, about 735 million people in the world are currently facing hunger. 122 million more than 2019. In July, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned that the global food system are broken and vulnerable people are paying the price. In this context, the international community should strengthen experience sharing on food security and explore effective solutions through international cooperation by solidarity and unity. Ladies and gentlemen, ensuring food supply has always been a top priority for the Chinese government. In recent years, China's food production has been expanding steadily, with adequate market supply and generally stable operations. The level of China's food security has been raised significantly. China's annual grain output has topped 650 billion kilograms for 8 consecutive years, and its per capita food supply reached 486.1 kilograms, which is well above the internationally recognized food security line of 400 kilograms. As the largest food producer in the world, China grows a quarter of the world's food with less than 9% of the world's arable lands, and China feeds 1/5 of the world's population. And this is a major contribution to global food security. The Chinese government considers reducing food loss and waste as an important measure to ensure food security. President Xi Jinping personally advocated the Clean Plate Initiative to foster strong social awareness of cherishing food and eliminating waste. China has adopted the law on food waste to provide rules for consumers and the catering industry. China has built more than 60 million hectares of high quality farmland with higher and stable yield, and reduced the mechanical loss of grain harvest by optimizing agricultural machinery and equipments. China successfully held the International Conference on Food Loss and Waste, which was attended by more than 50 countries and international organization representatives. The conference helped to build strong international consensus on this front. China has developed a systematic and effective approach to ensuring national food security and has accumulated rich experiences in this area. Please allow me to share it with you here. Firstly, we strengthen national food security system and capacity building. Secondly, we implement a strategy of sustainable farmland use. Thirdly, we promote the innovative application of agricultural technology. Fourthly, we increase the support for agricultural protection. Fifthly, we improve the food regulation capabilities. Sixthly, we accelerate the construction of a modern food industry and a circulation system. Seventhly, we continuously improve diversified food supply capabilities. And eighthly, we carry out in-depth food conservation and loss reduction actions to reduce waste. Through these policies and concrete measures, China has ensured a secured food supply for its people. Ladies and gentlemen, while ensuring its national food security, China has also made positive contributions to global food security. Half a century ago, the hybrid rice was first successfully developed in China and then was planted widely global. After that, China has selflessly introduced this hybrid rice to nearly 70 countries across 5 continents. This has been a remarkable contribution to increasing grain output and agricultural production in various countries. China has trained over 40,000 hybrid rice professionals from over 80 developing countries. China has helped launch 13 demonstration villages on agricultural development and poverty reduction in Africa. China has carried out a Belt and Road agriculture cooperation with more than 140 countries and regions as partners, and provided more than 1,000 agricultural technologies to developing countries, which helped driving up local crop production by 30 to 60% on average. China has put forth a cooperation initiative on global food security under the G20 framework and promoted the adoption of the BRICS strategy on food security cooperation, offering China's solution for the global food security challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, food security is one of the 8 major areas of cooperation of the Global Development Initiative proposed by President Xi Jinping. Under the framework of the Global Development Initiative, China has been continuously increasing resource input, deepening South-South cooperation, and working jointly with all parties to enhance the resilience of the global food system. China has provided more funding and experts and undertaken more projects than any other developing countries under the framework of the FAO's South-South Cooperation Program. China has donated $50 million to the FAO, providing new resources to help address global hunger, malnutrition, and other issues. Through the Global Development and the South-South Cooperation Fund, established by China under the Global Development Initiative, China has supported the FAO, the World Food Programme, and other agencies in the implementation of nearly 50 tripartite cooperation projects to provide assistance to relevant developing countries for improved food security, and comprehensive agricultural production capability. Addressing climate change is closely related to agricultural production and food security. In climate response, China is a country that walks the walk. We have implemented an active national climate change strategy and unswervingly pursued a green and low carbon path of development that prioritize ecological protection. China is the first country to realize zero net land degradation. China's forest coverage ratio and the forest stock volume has both increased for 30 consecutive years. And China continuously expands the scale of clean energy production, and China's installed capacity of non-fossil energy power generation has tripled in the past 10 years, accounting for more than 50% of its total installed capacity. And China will make the steepest cuts in the world to the intensity of carbon emissions and complete the process from carbon emissions peaking to carbon neutrality in the shortest span of time in human history, which will contribute its strength to global efforts to achieve carbon emissions reduction targets. Ladies and gentlemen, the food and agriculture is one of the priority areas of Lancang-Mekong cooperation. In recent years, the 6 countries in the Lancang-Mekong region have synergized agricultural development strategies. We are implementing the 3-year plan of action on Lancang-Mekong agricultural cooperation 2020 to 2022. We have carried out the Lancang-Mekong bumper harvest projects and deepened agricultural trade and investment cooperation, providing a strong underpinning for food security, economic growth, and social progress. China and the Mekong countries jointly applied for, and implemented many agricultural projects under the Lancang-Mekong Cooperation Special Fund in key areas, including crops, livestock, aquaculture, and agro-processing, ensuring a secure food supply for the people in our sub-region for all the 6 countries. Going forward, China will continue to work with Mekong countries to enhance experience sharing, deepen Lancang-Mekong agriculture and food cooperation, advance the Belt and Road Initiative and the Global Development Initiative. We will jointly work with all the Mekong countries to safeguard sub-regional and global food security, so as to make a great contribution to accelerating the implementation of the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and building a world free from hunger and poverty. In my last remarks, I would like to wish again our seminar a fruitful discussion. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alleviation. What a great speech. Thank you. We learned a lot from the speech about the China contribution to the global food security and also the national strategy and policy priorities, how to strengthen targeted poverty alleviation and as well as the food security. On the one hand, we also learned that the China cooperation, international cooperation through the Lancang-Mekong Cooperation Fund, also like that now going forward to the Global Development Initiative. So I thank you again and thank you for your support. Now, may I invite or like the panel, of course we have more panel, but I think that they are coming later. Let's take a photo together. No? So like Dr. Bo is here, Dr. Young is here. So yeah, I will count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Thank you so much. Now, we will start our panels, our speakers. We will start with Dr. Yang Yong. He is the professional from he has been working with Mekong Institute for this project. And also he is actually currently working in the Agriculture Information Institute, Chinese Academy of Agricultural Science. He is also the director of Research Lab of Ecological Agriculture Information Service. So he has many experience engaging in agriculture social service, as well as the agriculture international cooperation and digital agriculture. So he conducted the capacity need assessment on Lancang-Mekong, like food security for the Lancang-Mekong country. So he will, in this presentation, he will give the overview of what are the state of food security in the region. So Dr. Yang, the floor is yours. Dr. Yang, could you please unmute? We don't hear you. You need to unmute.
Okay.
Yeah, we hear you now. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's a great honor for me to participate this webinar meeting. And I'm also the focal point of the AFSIS system. As we all know, the IPT countries have two mechanisms. One is AFSIS, another is APTA. From 2004, I participate the two mechanisms and until now. And now this year, I also work with Mekong Institute, and especially the.
Sorry for interruption, Dr. Yang. Could you please make your presentation full screen?
Okay. Yeah. It's okay. It's clear to me?
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, okay. I will continue. I just introduced my background, and I work for focus more on the food security, since I major is about the crop cultivation. So for me, I really interested for this subject. Today, I will share the findings of the capacity needs assessment for the target poverty alleviation and strengthening the food security in the Lancang-Mekong countries for the post-pandemic recovery. And since the report is really very long, so I will try to limit my time. I will control that to 20 minutes. First, the background. The objectives for the assessment report, I am to provide an understanding of the capacity needs in the strengthening food security for the social economic recovery of the regional country in the aftermath of the pandemic. And includes three parts. First is the analysis that present food security situation in the Lancang-Mekong countries, with particularly emphasis on the vulnerable groups affected by the pandemic. And the second is identify the capacity needs of related stakeholders, the officers, researchers, businessmen, farmers, cooperatives, and also the vulnerable people for promoting the food security and the socio-economic recovery, and also provide the actionable recommendations for establishing resilient food security system through the regional cooperation and collaboration. And for the method, especially for the data collection procedures, can include three parts. One is the literature's review. It include the desktop, especially some international development organizations report, and some from the national government bodies report, and also some research institutions focus on food security. And also we conduct with Mekong Institute the online dialogues with 12 people from the Mekong countries and 6 from the China. Most of the meeting we conducted online. And also this April or May, we have the communication during the training session in Mekong Institute. Nearly 24 participants, and the China participants is from the Yunnan province. And also this year I have conducted many field observations for Thailand. We visit the farmer cooperatives and also visit the FC's Securities Office, and also OAE, or the Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives. And in Laos, I participate the FC's focal point meeting, and during that time, I visit 2 wholesale markets in Lancang. And one is very big, another is small. And also, I after the meeting, I visit several farmers in Laos, and one is rice farmers, another is about the banana and other orchards farmers. And also participate the meeting in Japan, the NEAT meeting with APT countries delegates. And in China, it's my job. I visit many provinces such as Xinjiang Autonomous Region and Jiangsu province in Mongolia and Yunnan province. I communicate with farmers, officers, researchers, so to know their situations and their challenges, their problems. And then I will analyze the current state of the food security in the Lancang-Mekong countries. Although I have consulted many research reports, but the 2024, the Global Food Security Index report, I think it's relatively specific and objective. So I will use it as an important reference. So for these tables, we can find that China ranked 25, and then is Vietnam ranked 46. And then Thailand, Myanmar, Cambodia. The last is Laos. Laos ranked the 81. But for Cambodia, the sustainable index is ranked 111. So different countries met different problems. And for this table, we can notice that the top 10 most of them are European countries, and Japan is from Asia, Canada from North America. And the bottom 10, most of from some developing countries and some poor countries, maybe they just occur the conflicts. And for the regions, the Asia Pacific, our Lancang-Mekong countries in these regions, and Latin Americas, the Middle East, and North America, we at the same level. So that's why we need more cooperations among these regions. Then one by one, first is for the Cambodia, we should focus more on the access to the agriculture input, since the score is very low. Also the agriculture research and development, the supply chain infrastructure. Also I mentioned before, the sustainability is really, the index is the score is very low. So it met serious challenges, and also for especially for the water management, and for the disaster risk management, the score is 0. So we should pay more attention to that. And the challenges for the Cambodia, that is the inter-agency coordinations. I have visited Cambodia nearly 15 years ago. At that time, it's hard to collect information, especially for the data. So for the different organizations or ministries, they want to cooperate or collaborations. First they need the experts team, then they need the data driven. So the two factors just can decide the effectiveness of the coordinations. But for the data-driven policies, Cambodia is really serious. And so I hope in the following years, China can prioritize the cooperation in digital agriculture with the Mekong countries. Although we have a plan, the smart agriculture plan in Mekong countries, in IPD, ASEAN countries, I hope I can participate some work with them. And also the capacity for food security programming, the limited financial resource and human capacities, and also the public awareness. For China, we ranked 25. I think it's in my opinion, it's really very low. So we still need more efforts for the food security. And the problem is the sustainability, and especially for the water management. And we also should have improved the dimensions for the quality and the safety, the dietary the diversity, and also the nutrition standards for different regions, different aged peoples, and also some migrant workers in the big cities, and also investment in the research and the development. And so our challenges is the climate change. China is a very big country, especially for the western areas. We need the water and the ecological environment. Sometimes, such as the Qinghai province, is not suitable for the modern agriculture cultivations. So how to protect and production. The second is the environmental degradations, and also disparities between the urban and the rural areas. The rural populations access to the nutrition food. I mentioned the diversity of the dietary. And also we heavy reliance on the global food market, especially for the soybean and the maize. The food for the animals. The food for people is enough, it's okay. But the food for the animals, we really reliance on the global food market. And also the food safety is, and sometimes the use of harmful pesticides have led to the public mistrust. And for law PDR should focus more on the food safety, the net programs, and also the farm infrastructures, the supply chain infrastructure, and also the investment in research and development, also the dietary diversity, the macronutrition availability, the land, water management, and the disaster risk management. And the challenges for the policy implementations, also the interagency coordinations, limited institutional capacity and coordination, and also the data, the digital agricultures. And also for the crops and livestock, it's low diversification. And also vulnerable to climate changes and natural disasters. Most of the farmland is in the mountain areas. And also in headquarters, infrastructures, and low technology adoptions. I visited the farmers and talked to them. They feel really high risks. So some of them back to the traditional cultivations because they have no money to invest and cannot know the benefits from the such as rice or others. And the vulnerable groups increasing very fast during or after the COVID-19. For Myanmar, should focus more on the food safety net programs and investment in the agriculture research and the farm infrastructures, the supply chain infrastructures, the political and social barriers to access, and the resource critical and management, and also the disaster risk management. For Myanmar, the political policy implementations undeveloped infrastructure and facilities, and as we all know now, the heavy conflict happening in Myanmar, so the political instability is a challenge, and also the trade restrictions, the climate changes, the floods, droughts, and the landslides, and the environment delegations. And for Thailand, focus more on the agriculture trade, especially during the COVID-19, and it was effect really serious, and also the investment of agriculture research, food security, and access to the policy commitment and the quality safety dimension is low rank, the score, and water resource management. And the challenges, the policy coherence and food production and waste, the climate changes, natural disasters, water scarcities, diminishes agricultural land, and stress from the pests and disease, and the urban-rural disparities. And for Thailand, the most problem serious is the agricultural land conversions, the transformation of agricultural land into the residential and the industrial areas. So in China, we have the deadline for the COVID land, but I noticed for other Mekong countries have not very clear for the deadline of the COVID land, the farmland. And the climate change is also highly exposed to climate change impact. And for Vietnam, should focus more on the affordable food price and the food safety net programs and access to the agriculture inputs, agriculture research and development investment, supply chain infrastructures, food security, and access to the policy commitment, nutrition standards, dietary diversities, water management, disaster risk management. And challenges is the infrastructures and also the rural-urban migrations, decreased agriculture labels, and in agriculture research and development, policy implementations and enforcement, lack of coordination and resource, and also the climate changes. So it's I just show some simple index for the report. It has some detailed sub-index. After the meeting, I can share the original report and more details to you. And the second, the third is the common drivers of the food security and poverty in the Lancang-Mekong countries. First, I will introduce the global challenges that is such as climate changes, and it will or it still already affected the soil in activations, the aggravations of disease and pests, the disease and pests, they found new hosts and grow environment. So during this recent years, it's really serious, and especially for the experts of the plant protections, they match many new problems, and also the dealing with the fatigues and unpredictable disaster situations. For the COVID-19, the outbreak of the pandemic.
Excuse me, Dr. Yang. Could you please wrap up in 2 minutes, please? I think that we can continue on that discussion session in the afternoon, too, like if possible.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. For the outbreak of the pandemic, I think it's really serious and affect the agricultures. But when will the next unknown epidemic suddenly arrives, I think it will definitely come. And it's for the animals, but for plants, do we have prepared for that? And for the regional conflicts, also for the economic downturn, and also for the rural declines. So these challenges will continue to exist, and we need to be mentally prepared for the deterioration, more serious in the futures. And also for our Lancang-Mekong countries, especially for the production environment, and also the reliance on the external market. We have in big modern agricultures and small ecological agricultures, especially for the big modern agricultures, is reliance on the petroleums, machines, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and for Mekong countries face constraints in the manufacturing and obtain. And also the in agricultures for the storages, the transport and the proceedings, and also the food waste and disparities between the urban and the rural areas. Different areas met different problems, and also the food insecurity among the vulnerable peoples or groups. And most of the Mekong countries have difficulties, problems to respond to climate change and the disease. And the last is, I think it's really important. That is, some countries use import substitute policies, so they pay more attention to the cash crops to earn more foreign exchange. But in the global food securities crisis, if you have money, sometimes you cannot buy food. The fourth is building the relations of the food security and target poverty alleviation in the Lancang-Mekong countries. And I think to show the food security and the poverty reduction in Lancang-Mekong regions, we should based on this perspective. First is the consolidation of the national food security. Then it's regional cooperations for the regional food security. And based on that, we can guarantee the vulnerable groups food security. And for recommendations for the policy making and public agencies, we need the enhancing the information decisions makings, capacities, inter-agency coordination mechanisms, and organizational and regulatory competence for production service, and also the evaluation systems, monitoring and early warning, and also the construction of the drought, flood, disease preventions, the systems, the experts team, and also should promoting and support the innovations, establish and oversight of poverty alleviation mechanisms, and also the talent cultivations, motivation. And for the farmers cooperatives, they should improve their organizational capacities and learning improvement, also communication and expansions. They should participate many meetings, activities to visit the experts in the institute, colleges to learn more and to improve their activities. Excuse me?
1 minute, please. I'm sorry.
Maybe. Okay.
1 minute. Yeah, please.
Okay, 2 minutes.
1 minute, please.
Hmm?
Please wrap up in 1 minute. Thank you so much.
1 minute. Okay, okay. And also recommendation for the research institutions such as the innovation and the monitoring, technology promotions, and also cultivate young talents. Sorry.
Yes, yes, okay.
Okay. Yeah. And for the enterprise social service organizations and the business platforms, also for the vulnerable groups. And also we should have regional cooperation and collaborations. We should build a regional food security community. And I think we can discuss this afternoon. And
Right.
others are some such as the needs for the trainings and Chinese experience, and also the category of the vulnerable peoples. I think we can share or discuss in this afternoon. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Yang. Thank you, and for your. I think that is very comprehensive presentation, and the recommendation for each stakeholder is also very important. Especially, you really pointed out that the grave situation when it comes to the climate change, also a lot of food waste, and also like some of the policies, something like the import substitution policy, and so these are the things that we need to carry on our discussion. So I know that you have a lot of things to share. I hope that we can continue this conversation this afternoon as well. Thank you, Dr. Yan.
Okay.
And for question and answer session, I think that we will come back later. Now we need to give the floor to, could you please open the, yes. Now we have the Dr. Anthony is with us already. So, Prof. Dr. Yeah. So we have the Prof. Dr. Anthony already. He is the Presidential Advisor on Sustainability from the University Fellow and Professional Shareholder at the La Salle University. He worked in the area of industrial system and engineering, sustainable consumption and production, resource efficient and cleaner production, and eco-industrial development. So he also involved in a lot of roundtable issue, in the region, and also a lot of International Society for Industrial Ecology. So he has the very extensive and rich experience. He also used to work in the Department Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources as Pollution Adjudication Board member since 2004. So he also involved in a lot of global and international multilateral dialogue. So we are very honored and we are very lucky to have him as a speaker today. So without further ado, may I invite Dr. Anthony. Dr. Anthony, please. Yes.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Okay, let me, I cannot open my video. Can the host allow me to open my video?
Yes, we will host you. Yeah.
Right now, I cannot, I cannot open my video.
You can do it now. We already host you now. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I think I can see you guys. Let me do the sharing of my PowerPoint. All right, you can see my PowerPoint already on the screen, am I right?
Yes, we do.
All right, so since I have, due to the time constraint, I will be delivering a 15 minutes presentation on the food sector from the resource point of view. As introduced already by the host, I'm a university fellow and advisor to the president at De La Salle University here in Manila. I'm also a rank of commissioner at the Ministry of Environment of the Republic of the Philippines. And currently, I'm a panel member of the United Nations International Resource Panel. Therefore, most of my perspective will be coming from the resource point of view. My materials that I will be presenting this morning derive from two outputs. These are the two major projects done during the pandemic. Since I'm the lead author, I will be presenting it on behalf of my team. One project is led by the Ministry of Trade and Industry of the Philippines, and it is an ASEAN report and coordinated by the United Nations UNCTAD. Another project is the ASEAN Sustainable Consumption and Production Framework Project, also coordinated by the UN Environment at the regional office in Bangkok, and it is funded by the European Union Switch Asia during the pandemic period. On the food sector, actually the two projects deal with 4 sectors, and one of the sector is on the food. It is an important sector, as we estimate 1/3 of the food is either lost or wasted globally, and it will roughly translating to about 1.3 billion tons annually. Food loss and waste is also amounting to about 21 to 37% of the annual anthropogenic greenhouse gas emissions. And the severe food insecure people in the region increased also dramatically to around 10% between 2014 to 2017. Solutions supporting the sustainable food system, specifically in shifting to sustainable diets and reducing food loss and waste, can contribute as much as 20% to the climate change mitigation. We use a life cycle concept or life cycle perspective from the raw material extraction until the functionality unit, as well as looking into a circularity possibility as a case, as a solution to the problem. We do raise few sustainable consumption challenges on the food loss and waste. First of all, for the South and Southeast Asia, it accounts for 1/4 of the food supply, and this largely happens during the production, 32%, handling and storage is 33%, and as we can see, this differs from region to region. And the case for South and Southeast Asia on the second column on the right depicts the uniqueness of our region. So we will be dealing with this issue differently from the other sub-region in the world. Also, the food loss and waste represent the lost opportunities for the sustainable consumption and food security, given the challenge of food insecurity and malnutrition in our region. In the recent year, there is a growing awareness on the significant impact of the cosmetic standards in food loss, meaning that food that doesn't look nice and in a good shape will not also be allowed to reach the market, and that also accounts for the food loss and waste in the food market of the free market system. In addition, the equivalent of the greenhouse gas emission contributes to already growing problem of air, soil, and water pollution, and even the food contamination through the use of different processes. On the food supply side, the challenges we identified, for example, the food production activities and its corresponding impacts, keeps up with the population growth and consumer demands. Now that corresponds to the IPAT general equation we are using. The conversion of forests to farmland for the purpose of food production results to destruction of natural habitats and diminishing biodiversity, which is one of the 3 priority problems now in the global scenario, and an increase in the greenhouse gas emission as well. Agriculture intensification and productivity requirements prompted widespread use of chemical fertilizer and pesticides, and these spillover also affect the soil quality as well as the pollution of the water body. In Asia, 29 out of 48 countries suffer from water insecurity brought about by low availability and unsustainable withdrawal. Water scarcity and the increasing demand for irrigation water also causes stress on water resources, and these changes in precipitation patterns and the temperature caused by climate change indirectly affects food supply and resource availability. Together with the climate variables, the problem in food loss and waste further increases the stress on the food production systems have on the environment. Now, this has been put in the high priority work plan of the United Nations International Resource Panel number 2 or category 2. Our category 1 study the state of environment for the planet on the resource use, while category 2 we see the nexus between the resource use and the various impacts. That includes these various impacts I just mentioned earlier. And finally, on the last category on nutrition challenges, the changing diet in the region with preference for meat creates also nutritional challenges. A study conducted in Cambodia, for example, found that students living in the rural prefer rice meal and those living in the urban area prefer food that contain fat and protein. Also in Indonesia, urbanization and industrialization contributed to the shifting preferences to more westernized food choices. Low-income households opt for cheaper and often less nutritious food, and families often lack the means to meet the required nutritional requirement due to the low income. A significant food loss and waste happens at the production and farming stage. The low-income household in the agricultural sector bear the economic cost of the inefficient production processes and climate change, affecting their capacity for proper nutrition. So in addition, foodborne diseases remain prevalent in developing countries due to a number of reasons, especially unsanitary water resources and infestation of pests and worms due to the tropical climates. So in that report, in that project, we come up with various policy priorities. In the ASEAN countries, we provide various responses to the challenges in the food security and nutrition through the various measures, such as infrastructure investment on agricultural productivity. Most of the food loss are due to the poor infrastructure, road infrastructure, transportation infrastructure, and transportation containment, or we call this product carriage design problem. Only a few countries have dedicated policy on program on food loss and food waste reduction. What we have did a scoping study earlier. We found that only in Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, and Philippines have few of these policies in the paper. So we come up, for example, this table show us the various policy response from Brunei, from the 10 economies under the ASEAN countries responding to the food supply, nutrition, and the food waste concerns, which I mentioned earlier. This one shows the Laos, Malaysia, and Myanmar, and the last one corresponding to the last 4 economies in the 10 economy ASEAN countries. On the policy priorities, furthermore, food losses and waste, particularly at the beginning stage of the food product production, present a significant challenge. And corresponding to these challenges creates an opportunity for sustainable consumption of resources and equitable access to food and nutrition. At a regional level, the ASEAN responded smartly already with the ASEAN Vision 2025 work plan, which includes environmental education, awareness, and capacity to adopt sustainable consumption and green lifestyle at all levels. So we have a table below showing that the various policy and strategies under food supply, food nutrition, and food loss and food waste. For example, for the food supply, we come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are around 8 or 9 strategies, including provide aid to the farmer, self-sufficiency on rice production, research, R&D on crop variety, stabilizing food prices. And these have all the corresponding policy response in the 10 economies of ASEAN. On the food and nutrition, we have also corresponding 7 strategies. And for the food loss and food waste, specifically recycling and R&D to minimize food loss throughout the entire supply chain is called. And we do have already seen some sub-strategies in place in Malaysia, in Philippines, and in Thailand. So in the SCP action program, that was also addressed in the ASOEN meeting of the ASEAN Senior Officer on Environment meeting. We do have proposed the policy, technology, innovation, market mechanism, and public awareness mechanisms in place. So we follow the Marrakesh process, which was done in the prior to the 10 YFP in the Rio +10, which was converted to Rio +20 meeting, ended with the 10 YFP. So we follow this framework, and we do come up on number 2, which is promote sustainable food system for the policy, for the technology innovation, for the market mechanism, and the public awareness. We also address who will be the lead implementer in the ASEAN Secretariat, and also the partner line agency, such as in this case, is the Ministry of Industry and the Research Institutes, and related SDG targets 12.3 and 12.2. So thank you very much. I think I did finish the presentation in about 15 minutes.
Sorry, thank you so much for making the presentation very efficient and also like covering all the important aspect of the food waste and loss. Now I think that we received the one question from the floor. It is about the current innovation and technology to reduce the food loss and waste. What are the current landscape? This is the So what can you address this question?
May I come first? Yes. Because in my presentation we do understand that where are the 2080 rule plays. So we also found out that most of the food loss is happening from the farm to the market. That's why we propose a lot on the investment on the infrastructure. Especially in more than 5 economies in ASEAN, there's still a big room for improvement in that area, and we find that there is a need to do so. Also in the carrying capacity in terms of transporting the food from the farm to the market, and also from the market to the supermarket. So those are the important investment that are needed in the food sector. On the food recycling and the food sufficiency issue, we do have already restaurants are already encouraging no food. We call it the zero food waste proposals. So recycling and circular economy also call for food recovery contribution or donation to the through the NGOs. So these are the different food bank projects undergone through the partnership between the private entities, NGOs, and the government. Post-agricultural technology is also very important. We do already have this post-agricultural machinery, R&D and technology should have a strong kind of technology transfer, especially to the economies that have a very poor technological capability. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. The second question, what do you think about using food waste to make fertilizer? Oh, food waste and fertilizer. Do you have any suggestion for that? Opinion.
If I may, I can also answer again, because this is one of the very important issue here. First of all, before we have the food waste, we have to find out a way to avoid the food waste. Okay, food waste is already something unnecessary. So if we can produce, if we can have a social system that will reduce the food waste, okay, that is the first thing we have to do. The second, coming next to that, if there's already a food waste, then what should we do? Now, in the early days, we do have industrial symbiosis, or we transform all this organic waste into fertilizer, into other uses, which is generally easier than the non-organic waste. For this case, in the case of the Philippines, every barangay is already required to have a material recovery facility, so that it is done at a local level. I would say that this is quite successful. Organic waste has a long history of being transformed into fertilizer or even feeds. So we have to find out what is the value chain in the transformation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anthony, and I hope that our participants from Vietnam will be happy with the answer, and like we can also talk about it. I think that Vietnam also has a pretty advanced, technology and innovation going on, and a lot of methods going on with the organic and fertilizer, and we have the integrated nutrition management, and everything is like evolving already. So with that, thank you so much, Dr. Anthony. And how about from our panel? Do you want to add anything in this food waste and loss discussion? I think that we will have the one more point to discuss, then we can close this session. No, right? So in that case, Dr. Anthony, thank you so much for your time and your contribution, and it's valuable for us. No? So
Thank
for
you very
the
much.
participants, for the participants who are asking about the presentation, we will share you the link later. No? Thank you. Now, after Dr. Anthony, we were linking with the food waste and loss. Then, there is another topic we need to talk about. It is in food security. It is about the nutrition security. So for nutrition security, we need to talk about the nutrition sensitive agriculture. This topic will be led by Dr. Bo Jung. He is the regional officer from the FAO RAP, and then he joined the FAO RAP, Food and Agriculture Organization, United Nations, based in Bangkok, Thailand, in 2019. So he has been working with the plant production related to nomadic work as well as the program. So he involved in provision of technical backstopping to various fee projects. So he has the really on-ground implementation experience regarding the plant production, protection, sustainability, and rural development in the member of that REP. This is such a wide range of experience. He also he also worked as a resource person to provide technical guidance and clearance of seed and plant related issue in RAP. So without further ado, may I invite Dr. Bo, please. The stage is yours. Yes.
Thank you. Very good morning. Can you hear me?
We do hear you.
Thank you. Yeah, let me open my slide. Can you see my slides?
We see now. Please change it to the full screen, please. Yeah.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Tata, for your very good introduction. And yeah, it's really my great pleasure and to talk about the nutrition sensitive crop production for food security and rural development in this very important webinar. And okay, I cannot move my slides. Okay.
Do you want?
Yeah. So I have 15 minutes. Yeah.
To 20 minutes around that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. 20 minutes.
Yeah. I would like to cover three parts. First, I would like to give a very quick overview about the global status of food security and nutrition. And the second will cover about, the FAO's program and projects in the regional office for Asia and Pacific. And mainly actually from my domain, which is more related to the crop production. And as well as some way forward. So as Mr. Kerr just mentioned, actually, we are not really in the right track to achieve the sustainable development goal by 2030. From the trend, you will see actually starting from 2019. Instead, to continuously reduce the number of people under poverty or under malnutrition, And we see from 2019, actually, the curve climbed. And in 2023, based on the SOFI, the latest version of SOFI, and we will see actually in 2022, we still have around 735 million people under the malnutrition, and which account for almost 10%, 9.2% of the total global population. So we need more efforts and to revert this trend and to accelerate to achieve the SDG by 2030. And when we talk about the food insecurity or hungry, and actually it's more or less related to the malnutrition, which is reflected in different forms of malnutrition. The first, of course, is undernutrition, like wasting, stunning, and underweight, and as well as the inadequate vitamins and the minerals. And of course, overweight is another form of malnutrition as well, and obesity and diet-related non-communicable diseases. So when we talk about zero hunger, and it's actually more a matter of the malnutrition. So from this figure, you will clearly see actually the in the probably in the last maybe just 10,000 years, the human being actually gradually focus only few number of commercially cultivated species, and which is about only you will see the only 4 species, which is rice, wheat, corn, and potato, contribute to almost 60% of humans' calories, and around 100 crops actually contribute to majority of the human calorie take up. So I think we are really limited to the varieties of diets in our current or contemporary diet structure. Especially, I think for Asian people, we really rely on the consumption of rice. And also, we will see the agri-food systems are very vulnerable to the climate change. And if you look into this figure, and you will see the climate change actually contribute to the most economic loss in the agriculture system, and the trend is really significant. So in agriculture sector, the climate change really make big difference. And also you will see the damage, so the total crop and the livestock production lost per different disaster type in the least developed countries or low and the mid-income countries from 2008 to 2018. You will see Chad itself contribute almost 34% of the production loss. So, which means that actually we really need to take immediate action to mitigate the adverse costs by the climate change. And I would like to give you a very quick glimpse of FAO's program or projects on nutrition-sensitive crop production. And as you know, FAO actually has mainly 2 categories of programs. The first is normative work, and another one is the field projects. So under our module work, and we have both production and the protection aspects, but my work is more focusing on the production side. So in the last few years, actually we implement several normative work. I just would like to give you some examples. The first one, for example, we we implement normative work to build the capacity to integrate and mainstream of climate resilient and nutrient dense. I call them as CRND crops in the marginal environments. And also we try to make the production profitable and resilient and sustainable. So we work with the members and to reinstitute the Conservation Agriculture Alliance for Asia and the Pacific, and to promote its adoption and upscaling in this region to promote intensive sustainable cropping systems. And also, we are very much interested in building the capacity of the sustainable agriculture mechanization to improve gender inclusiveness and the production efficiency. And of course, in the midst of climate change, it's always important to improve or to promote low carbon, low emission, and profitable and sustainable rice-based cropping systems in this region. And I would like to use these two nutrient-dense and climate-resilient crops, quinoa and millets, as an example to demonstrate FAO's program to promote nutrition-sensitive crop production program. And as you may still remember, in 2013, FAO led the International Year for Quinoa. And this year, FAO is also leading the International Year of Millets. So why? Because both millets and quinoa are an ally of transforming agri-food systems. As the millets were among the first plants to be domesticated and have been an important food for hundreds of millions of people in Sub-Saharan Africa and Asia, particularly in South Asia. And millets is real smart crops, climate smart crops. It can adapt it to climate conditions and hardiness, particularly suitable for dry lands with low precipitation. And millets are important crops in the semi-arid tropics of Asia and Africa. And more important, millets contains high nutritional qualities, which include a high protein content, gluten-free, essential amino acid, and richness in minerals, vitamins, fatty acids, and other nutrients. And also, millets has deeply rooted in the indigenous people, culture and traditions, and therefore a strategic crop to guarantee food security in areas where they are culturally relevant. And similar to millets, the quinoa is a staple food for the Asian civilization of the Andes of South America. And it is another real climate smart crops, adaptability to climate conditions and hardness. And the more important, it's a typical hydrophyte. So basically it can really grow very happily in the saline prone areas. And as similar as millets, quinoa is also is a highly nutritious food. It contains high protein content, composition of all essential amino acids, especially the lysine, which is absent of most plantainous food source. And also it has a very good healthy image, whole grain, gluten-free, fair trade, and organic, as well as it has a very typical ethical qualities. And the food, it is a good food and income source of low-income farmers in the semi-arid areas and the marginal areas in the mountainous place. And you will see, unfortunately, if you look the trend of the production areas in the last 6 decades, from 1960 until now, you will see the total production area dropped from 45 million hectares to around 30 million hectares, thanks to the relative increase of the yield, and the total production is stagnant in the last 6 decades, which is around 30 million tons total in the world. And if you look into the left panel, you will see actually this is the data from Malawi, the Ministry of Agriculture from Malawi. And you will see actually the farm gate of most agricultural commodities is more or less similar. But if you look into the yield on the right, you will see in the last 6 decades, for example, like maize increased significantly from 2 tons per hectare to 6 tons per hectare. But if you look into the average yield of millets or quinoa, is stagnant around 1 tons. So in this regard, if we would like to really mainstream and integrate those crops, it is very essential actually to encourage the farmers to grow them. It seems it's not really easy, because compared to the evolution crops, those underutilized and neglected species are relatively low productive. And of course, I feel it's always using a holistic approach to promote the production and the consumption of those crops, which will definitely cover the whole industry chain, from the policy, from the varieties, from the good agricultural practices, as well as the value chain and the market linkage, and to promote the those underutilized and neglected species. But still, I would like to say it's not so successful. And I would like to highlight, actually, to take this opportunity to share my personal perspective. When we talk about those underutilized and neglected species, we always talk about the market, the value chain. I really agree. I have no any objection to highlight the importance of the demand driven. But meanwhile, we probably also need to really think from the supply aspect, because of its really low productivity, and make the agricultural practice less profitable, less efficient. And so what we really can do, I would like to, I was a geneticist. I worked at EV as a plant breeder. So I think it's very important how we can, to increase the investment in agriculture and in the research development to significantly improve, the yield and unlock the genetic potential of those crops using a holistic approach. For example, from the varietal and improvement seed system, as well as the crop management, using the good practices to have a successful harvest of those crops, to be able to compete with those green revolution crops. And so I already used that example to give you a glimpse of FAO's program, particularly the normative work. Now I would like to give you some examples of field projects we are implementing in the last few years as of now. So I would like to have a list of some projects. For example, we have a regional millet project. We have the DSR project, direct seeded rice project, and the 2 rice project, and some national project like quinoa project in China. So in the next biennial, we implement a regional millet project to enhance the capacity of sustainable value chain development of millets for food and nutrition security in Asia. And this project has 3 beneficial countries: Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. I'm very happy actually when we send the request letter to Thailand, and the MOA, the Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperation agreed to join this project. And you know, millets is really new to Thailand, and many people consider millets just as the poultry feed. But you know, it's good to know that you know, the country is really would like to play an important role for the crop diversification as well as diet diversification. So under this project, 3 outputs we are going to deliver. The first is to have the high yield millets varieties identified, adopted, and upscaled, and also have the good agriculture practice of sustainable production and millets integrated in existing crop system, basically in the rice-based system. And of course, to raise awareness to the environmental and socio-economic benefits of millets, and also national capacity of the value chain millets to be enhanced. And the second one is about actually also in this next biennial, we have another regional TCP to accelerate rice-based agri-food system transformation for better sustainability, profitability, and inclusiveness through promoting the adoption and upskilling of mechanized tuning rice systems. So the project will have another 3 countries, including Bangladesh, Vietnam, and China. So there's a 4 output that we are going to deliver under this project in the next 2 years. And I would like to actually highlight why we implement this project. This is a recent publication from the Nature Food. And you will see how South Asia can continue to be a major rice bowl. The key intervention is very clear. We have to really feel to narrow down the yield gap. So you will see if we follow the business as usual, you will see actually many countries, quite a number of countries, will be under self-insufficiency. So definitely we need to take a rational intervention or actions to narrow down the yield gap through the adoption of innovations and technologies to continue to be the major rice bowl in this country. As you know, Indonesia this year import about 3 million tons of rice from outside. You know, the Minister of Indonesia really asked FAO to provide the technical support to enhance the productivity and the production of rice to achieve the goal of self-sufficiency. Similar situation actually is happening in the Philippines. So the retuning rice system provides an intensive, climate resilient, and profitable cropping system for bridging yield gaps and the crop diversification. I would like to use actually the success which has been witnessed in China. So the Chinese government would like to expand the areas, the retuning rice production area from 1 million hectare to 5 million hectare to really, to boost the rice production and productivity. And you will see, if you look into the season, the season of like retuning rice, it only use 84 days. It's about 60% of the first of primary crops, and which can reach to similar yield as the single crop. And I would like to just show you this most recent results from Guangdong province in China. So the field demonstration of the retuning rice cropping system was conducted in 7 hectare area. I'm not sure whether I covered this. So in 7 hectare areas, the growth period is about 237 days. The total yield is about 15.2 tons per hectare, which is really quite satisfactory. So I hope this we can demonstrate this success in other countries in this region, and to support the member countries to enhance food security, the food security and nutrition.
Dr. Bu, can you wrap up in 2 minutes, please? Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so I have another project actually for the for promoting the direct seed rice systems, and which we just finished this project in 3 countries: Philippines, Myanmar, and Cambodia. We had the terminal workshop in Manila, Philippines, and you will see the quick evolution of this direct seed rice program from broadcasting, mechanized direct seed rice, and now to the drone direct seed rice. So DSI really provides an evolutionary approach with potentials of labor saving, low GHG emission, water saving, and better profitability for the rice-based cropping system. And also, I would like to give you a national project for the quinoa, which was implemented in Qinghai province, in the highland, in Xinjiang highland area, which is relatively remote area, and is also linked to the poverty alleviation and rural development. So we actually implement this quinoa project. You will see a nice picture that I was in the field of the quinoa. And we'd like to really highlight some way forward, and force enable environment in policy and the regulatory framework, raise awareness and create popularization and accelerate adoption of science innovation like speed breeding, digitalization, precision agriculture, etc. Adopt and upskill good agriculture practice, develop innovative value chain for added value, and engage private sector as well. Thank you very much. I will stop here.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bu. It's very interesting, especially you bring the CR and the broad crop. And I think that we received the 3 questions already. And of course, Dr. Yang also can add it on later. I think that we had directed the question to the Dr. Bu first. And then, is there anything Dr. Yang can add, or any even the Dr. Wong Sao or anybody can add? You can also add this discussion. The first one is about the small farmers and climate change, right? So I think that the first, no, not from right, that one. Like the first one is about the how small farmers are coping with the living with the climate change and how can we help them. I think that I think it's a pretty broad one, but I think also pressing issue. So do you want to give any opinion on the smallholder farmers and climate change? Yes.
Thank you very much. I think it's really, very good question. And so smallholder farmers, basically, I think relatively lack of resources. So I would like to say, I would like to suggest, as I just present, the quinoa, the millets, like some indigenous crop which has been well managed by the smallholder farmers. But for the subsistence purpose, I would like to say those crops can be continuously, cultivated just for the purpose of self-consumption for food security and nutrition, because it is relatively easy to manage and also do not really rely on much agriculture inputs. I would like to say that could be one of the most feasible approach. Not only the millets or the some indigenous like the vegetables and the fruits, they can be also well managed by smallholder farmers, and as well as the indigenous. Thank you.
Thank you. We will have the 3 more questions, and the one is I think that maybe you already explained, but I think that Mr. Fan is asking about the Miss Fan or Mr. Fan. I'm sorry if I made some gender reference wrong. What is the CRND crop meaning of the CRND crop? So
okay, I think this is just abbreviation of climate resilient and nutrient dense crops. So you can use NUS like neglected and unutilized species to represent. It's more or less similar name. I just would like to easily to present, not really to create a new term. Okay.
Yeah. I hope that this answered the question. And the final one is not the final one. The third one is about is there any genetic technology to reduce the duration of the crop planting to harvesting. Currently, it takes about 60 to 120 days from planting to harvesting. So 3 months to the 4 months, right? So it takes like that. So is there any technology I imagine to shorten the duration of the cycle?
Yes, of course. Yes, that's true. But what's the purpose to develop or to breed, to develop the short duration variety? We have to fit them in the local context. But we have to remember, whenever we produce or we develop the short duration variety, usually it has relatively lower yield. So we have to harmonize or to compensate the purpose of short duration varieties and high yield and the production.
Right.
So the one that I present of the retuning rice, actually we implement in Bangladesh and Vietnam, and it is really a perfect combination and to fit the local context and to achieve the similar productivity, but meanwhile to save some season for other crops like rapeseed in Bangladesh, because Bangladesh every year import almost 90% of the oilseed crops to meet the domestic needs. So they need more land to cultivate or to produce the oilseed in the country. So the retuning rice is actually a good technology to achieve the similar rice output, but meanwhile to save the land, save the season to accommodate another non-rice crop.
Right. So I think that we have to really do the cost benefit and all the cost benefit analysis before we think about that. What is the reason? What is the purpose for the reducing the harvesting? Can you compromise with the low yield, or and is there any plan? So those are the thing we have to think about it, and the thing we need to educate to the farmers as well. Thank you so much. And then I will just lie down. This is the final question for the session, and the rest I think that you can direct it to us at the end of the event, of we can also direct it to the Dr. Bo through me, or Dr. Young is also here in this subject. So the last question, I think I will let the someone to talk it out when you are all. So you raise your hand, so we bring you to the panel to ask the question. Do you want to ask the question when you are all, please?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Buzu. I'm interested in the presentation. One thing that your presentation mentioned about rice, another kind of rice variety in China that yield 1.9 ton per hectare and about 4.8 4 months and 8 days. I think it's very profitable for the farmer. Yeah, for the farmer, I think this variety is suitable for the Cambodian land.
I have to thank you very much, Ms. Samo, and very good question. And I would like to clarify first, it's not a matter of variety. Of course, it's a matter of variety, but it's not just a matter of variety. It's actually the retuning rice is a cropping system. It's like crop physiology. So we actually promote the retuning, and not all rice variety has the retuning ability. Only some of them has the retuning ability. So basically, if we plant the variety with the retuning ability after the first harvest, we do not need to completely damage rice. We just leave a certain height of rice stubble, and let them to emerge the new shoot. So which will take a relatively short duration, about 60% of the first crop, and achieve a substantial or significant yield, like 5 tons or 6 tons, sometimes even can reach to like 7 tons, as similar as the one of the single crop. I hope I clarify your query.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bo, for those who have the other question? I think that because of time constraint, consideration of our time, we will just like, take the question and, get back to you later. So Dr. Abo, thank you so much. And then now may I invite our, long-standing resource person of the Mekong Institute, Dr. Wong Sa. Dr. Wong Sa is the Dean of the Faculty of Public Health of Khon Kaen University, and she have the expertise area on the health security, nutrition security. She involved in many development projects as well, like university, NGO, international organization, cooperation as well. So Dr. Wong Sa, please, the floor is yours. Thank you. Could you please unmute?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Good now. Yes.
Okay. So I have learned a lot from the previous speaker. So my topic is more likely to go to the micro level to enhancing social inclusion and gender equality in food and nutritional security. So, and then I will discuss about like the role of like genders and also the policies and participatory approaches for food and nutrition security and how we measure the collaboration. Since as like we know that like there are a lot of people really under knowledge, right? And most of them are in Africa and Asia. So, and then this is a trend, is surprisingly, the trend from 2013, 15 to 18 and 20 is really not so much different, and it's sometimes it's even getting higher in some country. And then because I'm in public health area, what I concern is not only whether food security or not, but the health of them. The first thing is malnutrition, and malnutrition make really people subjected for illness, right? Diseases and that sort of thing. Then the underlying causes come from like environment, so economic setting, and also it linked.
Excuse me, Dr. Wong Sa, can you share your screen, please?
Yeah, I already shared since the beginning. Yeah,
we did.
Yeah. Oh my God. Just hold on. Let's see.
Yeah.
Just I don't know which file. I already, yeah. Can you see it?
Yes, now we see it. You can just make the full screen now. Yes.
Yeah, because
thank you.
It starts it before I start. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have mentioned that we go to the micro level and we concern not only food insecurity, we concern about the health of the people. So like food insecurity is linked to malnutrition and also kind of like, and that the root cause is from the what we said before, like formal, informal infrastructure, political setting resources, and climate change. Like this affect the household food security, social care, environment, and public health. So with the inadequate dietary intake and disease, it could have malnutrition, which is both like involve morbidity and mortality of the children and also women. So I will go to food security and gender equalities. You see this slice? It's surprising that so I could not move anything on the screen because now it's a graduation ceremony, more than 10,000 people comes and the network is not so good. So it means the genders, especially the role of women have a really significant impact on economic growth, and it's a single most important determinant of food security. So this one is a child mortalities among different countries. So the country with low child mortality rate, so it's like have good really gender equity, right? You see Singapore, Malaysia, or some country with low the child mortality. So it means that the role of the woman is quite good. So, and then this is the, like we talked about this one before, about the cause of food insecurity. So it's come from like physical availability, food utilization, economic physical access to food, and enabling environment. So, but the deep root is mean like why it's happened this way. Gender have the very important role in the division of labors. So it's a role of woman and male, right? So, and then the other thing is very important is in the middle, women and men's access to and control over resources. Most of the women in many parts of the world have problem in the control of resources or access to the resources, and male and women participation in decision making in food policy and resource use. This is very important. But why and how could we really improve the role of women in this case? So this is the I could not do anything now. Yeah. So it's mean like why it's happened this way, because the discrimination is mean power imbalance because of like the weak bargaining powers within household. And then I think that at the bottom right, you could see that this appropriateness burden from the care economies. So it's mean like those who care for children, elderly, food population, and women. So they're less likely to be able to improve themselves in terms of education and job opportunity. So they end up in debt. And then, so with the lower education, so they could not get good jobs. So they are low in socioeconomics and bargaining position. So this one, they deteriorate the powers of women in the food security and also income generating. So, and it's really kind of, I think most of us know that gender equality is the single most important determinants of food security. So this one, like most of the, like, is the real thing that most of the women have greater food insecurity than men for many times. And then this is the, like, this is the kind of parallel graph of the food security and gender inequality. So if it's, gender equality is high, so the gender inequality is also high. So the key findings that really, that emphasis are that we have to do something is mean like the women participation and the household is quite
Technical error. I think, yeah. Please button for 1 minute. She is trying to log in back. Thank you. Or maybe we can share our please wait. Apologies for the technological distraction. No, it's always happen in the online training. And then meanwhile, I think that when we are waiting for that, I think that we have one question. No, I think that we can address it. Dr. Bo, if you and Dr. Yang, I think that when we are waiting for Dr. Wongsa to get back to the stage, could you please address the one remaining question of the participant? The participant asked the question about the, actually, what is the question? Nutrition sensitive, right? What is your idea or recommendation to improve the nutrition sensitive? Actually, Pan, can you ask the question? Can you ask the question on your own, please? Because sensitive nutrition, what I mean, we want to clarify what do you mean by that. I will contact Dr. Yeah. Yeah. So Pan, Pan, you asked the question about the what is your idea about the sensitive nutrition? Could you please ask on your own? Thank you.
Hello. Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, please continue your question.
Okay,
Can
thank
hear you
you.
now. Thank you.
Yeah. So my question is that refers to Dr. Bu Zhu from FAO. My question is that I want to know the idea and from his experience working on the sensitive nutrition. So what is your idea or recommendation to improve sensitive nutrition for the food system? So could you please give it us? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pan. Yeah, if I may, I'm not really the specialist in nutrition, but just from the production perspective, I think it's very important to really to provide also supply or produce the food with high nutrient content as well as with low price. I think that it's very, very important to make the food accessible at a reasonable price for the ordinary consumers. So I think this is really critical. And the second one is, how we can produce the nutritious food. So, for example, the rice. There's so many biofortified rice varieties which contain a higher content of like micronutrients like zinc, like iron, or like some like vitamin A. We call the golden rice. Of course, this is GMO, but we may have some rice varieties even without GMO technology, like high zinc rice varieties through a traditional breeding program. So I think from the policy perspective, if the government can really advocate, advocate the production of those biofortified varieties, which probably can easily integrate into the diets to enhance the nutrition, to enhance the nutrition of nutrient content of those major staples. But of course, I think crop diversification to try to diverse the diets by supplying more nutritious crops like millets, like quinoa, like other like legume crops. I think that probably will take longer time because the consumption or the diet is a long-term of transition. And also it's always linked with the value chain development as well. So I would like to say it's easy to talk, but difficult to actually to materialize this concept. But definitely we are on the way. Everybody understands the value of nutrition rather than the amount of food. So we can eat less, but with high nutritious content. Nutrient content. That I would like to say is we are on the right way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Bo. I think that, yes, true.
Thank
We
you,
need
sir.
to improve the quality, right? So, Dr. Wongsa, I am sorry, and we are sorry. I think that the technology is really, that's why we still need to
I don't know. Yeah. So can
AI
you
cannot
operate?
replace us. So,
Yeah.
which slide?
So can you really share the slide for me? Start from the slide that you don't see. I could speak from here, and then you just like operate the slide for me. Is it start from here?
Yeah. Could you please just start from here? Yeah. Could you please start from here? Yes.
Yeah, just hold on. Yeah. So we have a lot of example in terms of improve gender equality and social inclusion in food system, right? In India, they have self-employed women and association, which is like, I would like to highlight training and access to resources and also market is a key term that could improve livelihood and increase food security and also more sustainable farming practice. And in Africa, right, you're familiar with Farmer Field School, which also involve training and also resources for small scale farmers. And also like this one could promoting sustainable farming practices and improve crop yield and increase income. So this one is good for health and environment as well. So the next one, please. So, and then this is the role of women in the high income country, or so you see that the gray color is mean that women are involved in service and also followed by industry and very few for agriculture. But oppositely, in the lower middle income or low income, they are more likely to be in agriculture, which is the quite really have limited like resources or income or foods. It means that they could afford for food. Next, please. Next. Next, please. Yeah. So you see that this is the gender issue like the previous one. That the women are more likely to have limited like access to education and job because they are in the role of caring for others, and so that is limited. And also land ownership in this slide. So in different country, women ownership is really limited. Also only in some in really high income country or some with the culture related that the women own, but most like more likely they really have fewer chance to own the land, which is really limited their practices. Okay, next. So and then the food security. This one you see that. So this one you could see the bottom line is the resource production, income, and like in nutrition. What could we improve the woman in the access to the resource, improve the efficiency in and crop yield in production, and also protection of health and environment? They could improve the incomes and also that nutritional status is better and the well-being of they themselves and the family is better. This is the role of women in the food security and health. Next, please. Next. I could not see that. Yeah, so this is more or less like how the agro-food system, environment, and health and disease is interact with each other. So if you have like good practice policy and this sort of thing, they are less likely to really produce the pollution, and also they could really preserve environment and their own health. So the kind of quality of life and other thing is better. So next. So this is the very hard to see. So this is still kind of like you see that the bottom line is what we talk about food security in terms of availability, access, utilization, stability, agency, and sustainable, which is kind of involve other system like the support for the agro food system, food supply chain, consumer behaviors, and also diet, nutrition, and others. So these every single component we need to do something with, and women could help improve these frameworks. Thank you. So, and then I will go direct to the strategic framework for food management in Thailand. Next, please. So, and then I think the first presenter that I listened talk about like how could we improve. So mostly this from number 1 to number 5. So it's about production, like land reform, water, land resources, food crop and energy crop production, how we balance it, improve food production efficiency, and create motivation for agriculture. It means young agriculturalists. So it means that we have to have very good like return for them. And also like for number 6, 7, 8, 9 is for like how could we improve the accessibility of household, at the community level, and also improve logistics system, collaboration of different sectors to improve food security, and also research and development technology and innovation. And also the last one is very important for emergency, for food security during emergency. This one is a policy, but how could we do it in practice to really enhance the role of the woman? Please, next. It's stupid. So how could we have safe food and good nutritional values with good manufacturing practices, good hygiene practices, and good agricultural practice? So how could we really manage land use, waste, water management, and still really kind of manage the biodiversity among plant and animal, and also nutrition for plants and animal, and also disease control. This is the thing that we try to do in Thailand. So I will give you example very soon. Next. So see that. So most of the thing that we concern is the lesson learned from other countries' strategy. But you see on the right hand side, the rather like pink one, this means we review the strategy among different agencies. So the agency that they say they involve is our Ministry of Public Health, Ministry of Agriculture, Industry, Commerce, and even higher education, where I work with. So we also have this one. So we really highlight not only the guide plan and list-based analysis, we also really emphasize the participatory partnership, integration, and sustainability for the practice. Okay, next. So, and then again, so we talk about food, nutrition, and health, that not only the amount that we produce, but the quality and safety is very important in terms of nutrient needs, dietary intakes, national well-being, and nutritional literacy. This one is very important. We talk about like computer literacy, health literacy, but nutritional literacy is very important, because not only food security that have problem, but food that how you call this one, like we might not select the appropriate food to eat. This is the problem. Okay, next. So I think we should move. So I would like to show you this one. So in order to really kind of improve food security, what we do is we really preserve and maximize use of national and agricultural resources, and improve the production, and also really kind of enhance food access at household and community levels, logistic improvement. This one, which is the establishment of the management system, and also research and development, and active stakeholder participation. Okay, thank you. Next. So this is like Thailand have promoted the role of women in agriculture. So this one we present is in the forum of a committee for food security. So how could we we might combine or modify the traditional one with the more like appropriate technology ones. Next, please. So it means like the most important one that we really kind of highlight is support the capacity building. So how could we improve the production technologies, and also the kind of value added of the product, and also like improve empowerment in terms of reaching the market, and also strengthening the capacity of women in peace network and social cohesion, because when they have peace and orders problems, so mostly women are left behind, and also they're suffering, and their family also suffering. So next. So, and then the partnerships. So next one. The partnership and leadership is very important, that we need to advocate and also have policy advice and technical support for women role. So how could we kind of really enhance their competency, because they have their own local wisdom, but it's not being used. And also if it's used, it's really marginalized level, but not really high of value added one, or really technology advanced. Okay. So, and then the partnership is very important right now. It's not only one really agency that, and also the ministry. So there are multi-level and multilateral collaboration to develop the advocacy and campaign in terms of not only the technology in production, but an education, also technologies, digitals, and also health. The digital and social media enhance visibility and knowledge of the people, like women group in Thailand, to really improve their agricultural production, and also income generating, and also their well-beings. Next, please. So, and then this is the one that we think we really involve about 1/3 of the community in Thailand. We call UC to Tambon. It means the UC really work with the sub-district level to improve the unemployment and create incomes, and also develop skill and gain knowledge of the people, and bring them out of bring the potential of them out by using the knowledge of like our university, the university, not only Khon Kaen, but big university all over Thailand doing it, and also really use the local wisdom to make them be able to rely on themselves, to develop the network and of governments and private sectors, and also local agency to really solve the poverty and like of the community, to realize the foundation of to revitalize the foundation of the economies. So the picture will come very soon, so don't worry. Yeah. So this is the project launched by the higher education company. So this one, you see the first picture, most of university doing this multilateral collaboration. We like really link with the all sector in the province, at the provincial level, district level, and sub-district level. And then we did the community profiles. You know, we have the profile of the community, and it's going to be nationwide link to improve in long run. And the right one is like English literacy. So the people really start learning literacy. On the bottom left is like digital literacy, to really improve their access to information and also marketing. And we promote circular BCG, right? We got BCG like bioeconomy, circular economy, and green economy. I think the previous presenter mentioned about this. And we improve the production of like fertilizer, land use, and waters.
Dr. Bongsa,
So
can
next
you
slide,
wrap up
please.
in 1 minute, Naka?
Yeah,
1
okay,
minute.
it's almost done. Yeah, next one. Next one, please. And then the production have been improved, most like both the qualities and packagings, like kind of how to branding. And also next one is like for the marketing in terms of really online marketing. So the next picture, please. So this one is the online one. You could imagine the people in the rural setting, they could really do online, sell the product with the higher price. So next one, please. So this one is this is the new thing to improve all the provinces by using like integrate like tourism in order to maximize use of all resources. Next slide, please. So by have the big cities like look after the minor city to use all resources. Next, please, because I have 1 minute, right? So you just click it. So this all resources they have, and then not only generate the income. So this is about dinosaur fossil and other fossil, and also kind of biodiversity. This is the wood fossil, and then next, right? This is the kind of shell fossil, and the other one, please. So this one is biodiversity, that the could really produce food and also herbal medicines and others kind of really material for construction, and also the biodiversity in like animals, birds, and other thing. And then the next one, please. And then this means like they improve the crop production and products, you know, with the really kind of really appropriate technologies. Next. So, and then the product, right, we rely on sales, or this one also we increase the improve the technology and like do the branding and marketing to for income generating. So when people come, they could really integrate, and the women have very important role in this one. So you could see that how they form the network and how they manage the network, and also how they interact and the products, and then the food security, incomes, and also like fewer migration to Bangkok and other places. This is the thing that happened a lot in the northeast of Thailand and all over the place. This is like we develop the healthy city, and also this kind of major city and kind of minor city to improve as a whole. We hope that with this one, we could escape from the middle income trap that Thailand have been in this trap for more than about 20 years. So because we go to grassroots and we improve systematically, and that we could highlight the role of the women, because most of the people who participate or more role are women with the participatory approach, and also more decision making, capacity buildings, and also like kind of more being empowered. Right. So I think because I have 1 minute, I think this one is just, I would like to share. Actually, like we have more than this before and after. So, but anyhow, I think this one is enough at the moment.
So thank you so much, Dr. Wongsa. And really, like, because we have to talk about people for sure, you know, social inclusion is very important, especially when you see that women are underprivileged and like, you know, and especially do not have access to the resources or access, or, you know, in that chain. So, you know, healthy women, healthy society, healthy household, which is very important topic for us to bring in. So I think that we have the first question. The first question is about the nutrition literacy. So what is the best strategy for to give the nutrition literacy to the women? Yeah, this is the.
So because like literacy is something, it's not the knowledge, it's about the ability to access to information, to understand. So we have to find like good really message, and also the channels, right? And also apply what is correct or incorrect, and then the apply to the practice. So this is the role through media, to trainings, to the women group and all sector. And then we measure in the way that how well they could apply in reality in terms of like quality and quantity. So that sort of thing. So this is very important. So for example, if we would like to improve their nutritional status, what should be the practice that the women should do for themselves or for the children that they take care with? So this is the way. It's not only the knowledge, but access, understand, apply, and apply. So this sort of thing. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And there is another question. It is about the gender inequality cause food insecurity. Do you have any suggestion for women to raise their voice and contribute to cultivation and food security? So I think it will link with the access again. Yes, thank you.
The role of women in this one, actually, women are behind this one. Like actually women, when you say that women are housewife, but actually they go to the field, right? And like this one is seen like the best way to do that, because women have limited time to do something like this, right? But if we could really enhance the competency or food technology, like production technology, right? You spend less time, right? And then with the very good returns, right? Train them how to maximize use of the lands and of course seed and production really technology, and then they could do something. So if you could visit our sufficient economy village, you could see how we improve this one. Like in the morning they do seeds, and in the like when the sun really is very hot in the sun, they come to do something inside, right? So they do right, they might plant right early in the morning, and they come back to do like mushroom and many other things. So this is the what women do, like both food and also this one, the leftover, this generate regular income even higher than the normal job that we enhance the woman.
So thank you so much, Dr. Wongsa. This we gonna accept the one last question. So for other question, I think that we will just direct to direct to the Dr. Wongsa, and we will pass it to you later. No? So now we bring the like Robert. Robert Ellie, right? Please unmute your microphone and please ask the question directly. Yes. Oh, the rest present. Yeah. Ellie, are you there? Ellie? If he is not there, I think that we were just entertaining another question. No? So just yeah. So I think that there is one question is about that. I would like to know, she would like to know, could you please share any national strategy or policy to support and reinforce the participation of women in food security sector? National strategy and policy. I think that you can share the document of Thailand later. I think in presentation is already there.
Yeah.
Right? So in presentation is already there. So Miss Phu Ngong Lai, I think we can share the presentation so you can have a look and take a reference what taking the example of Thailand. Yes. And then what is digital? Oh, another one is about the, okay, we will give the final one because, what is digital literacy to improve or train firstly? So digital literacy, we need to train first, right?
We train them. We have the training course for English. We have training course for digital literacy, how to use internet, and also search for information, and also create the market, right?
Okay.
Like so that these people, they could sell the product online, right? They know how to use like kind of how Pomplay and many other things. Like they use this sort of thing really naturally now. Like right now, you could order like food from the rural area that you like, or even pomelo from the south delivered for you to you within 1 day or 2 days. So that sort of thing, this is common, is value added, and improve a lot of like the production cycle that they improve. This income generating is very sustainable from the digital literacies.
Yeah. So I think that for the rest of the question, I think we can address later because of now it's already 11:30 and times is up. So now we have to close this webinar session, but sure, we will have the definitely series of the, in terms of the closed door workshop or in terms of the webinar as well, especially come with the nutrition security thing, nutrition sensitive agriculture, Mekong Institute is planning for 2024 as well. So please stay tuned. Then, so Dr. Wongsa, thank you very much for your presentation. And since this event came to the close, I would like to thank each and individual of you for your active participation and question. And please stay tuned with us. This is what I can say with this topic, especially we're gonna dive into the more like the nutrition part. Right now we talk about the whole food security thing. I mean, like this year, next year, the conversation will give a more in-depth insight to each element we bring out in this webinar. So Dr. Yang and Dr. Wongsa and our panel speaker and who already logged out because of they have other engagement. Thank you very much. So as the final announcement, we will share you the link. You can download all the presentation and you can get the grades and you can get all the access to the information, right? So with that, thank you very much, everyone, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. สวัสดีค่ะ
Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesu Temae.
Bye.
Thank you.